Hello all and welcome to Wow Crochet Designs. My name is Mary, coming to you with a video vlog, the very first one of the year, with all the information that you will need to know to what is happening at Wow Crochet Designs 2024. I said that all without breathing. Obviously there's some changes. It's a little bit packed in and there's a little change right there. I wonder what that change is. How do you like that, guys? Well, you know, my regulars would already know this, but I love Christmas and it's gone. It's very sad. All right, but we're moving right along. If you are joining us new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. This is the year to be with us. We've got a lot happening. I'm not going to talk too much right now. I'm just going to get stuck into it. All right. Just briefly letting you know what I've done over the past few weeks that you have not seen me. First thing I did, obviously, was take down the Christmas tree. Well, that wasn't the first thing. That was actually the second thing. The actual first thing I did was finish off a blanket for a family member. And they've been waiting a long time for this blanket. And you know what? Let me just send you over to the workstation and you can check it out for yourselves. All right, guys. So you've probably been wondering what I've been doing on my spare time. Is that what you call it, spare time? Well, I don't know. I call it working very hard. Now, this is a Grafgan that I've been creating for a family member, and it's finally complete. However, you may still see the thread attached because I'm going to do the moss stitch in the cream, about 3 rows. And then, all right, I just had to change over there because here's the blanket right here now. And I've had a change of heart in reference to the amount of rows I was going to pop on the border. In actual fact, I did a row of single crochet in the cream. Then I turned the blanket, did 3 rows in the brown, 1 in the cream, 1 in the brown, 1 in the cream, and then 3 rows in the brown, finishing off this gorgeous little blanket for a family member. So there you go, guys. That was the blanket that I've been working on, and that has taken me hours and hours and hours. To be fair, I had already done most of it before Christmas. All I had to do was the last, 5 rows of the picture, and then the rest was the name. And I did the name over the past week and a half, 2 weeks. So there you go. Oh my gosh, it took forever. Will I make one on the channel? Never. Heads up, never, never, never. And in fact, I'm hoping to never have to make one again. Now, the reason is because the amount of hours that goes into such a blanket, it's astronomical. There's no price. There's no value of that. You cannot even pay me enough for that. The last time I calculated my hours for that blanket, it went right up to $1,100. Nearly $2,000 worth. So it's just not the hours that go in, not the yarn as such. I mean, you can get a bargain yarn if you wanted to, but it's your hours that go into that blanket. Anyway, let's move right along. That's that. The other thing that happened over the past few weeks, and my regulars would already know this, somebody on January the 8th had a birthday. Yay! The only reason I'm talking about it is I just want to show you 2 little gifts that I received, and one of them is going to change my life this year. Oh, what? It's a life changer. The very first one is from our subscriber. One subscriber sent me a gorgeous gift, and it was a lovely Jody Mann. Now, Jody sent me this beautiful little book. It is an exercise book. It says, I crochet so I don't unravel. I hope you can see it. Ooh, there we go. Now, when I say exercise book, it is a basic exercise book with ruled lines, and it's one of the best presents I've received so far. So thank you very much, Jody. This book is the book I'm going to use on the table when I'm writing things out to tell you exactly what's happening for that week, the next week, the lives, that sort of thing. I thank you very much, Jody. And that's one gift. And the second gift is, and it's a very interesting gift, this is the life-changing gift. And I say life-changing gift because it is a lifestyle change. Let's head over to the workstation and check it out. Ta-da! Check this out. Now, this is the gift that my family got me. One of these gorgeous little bags that you can pop your skein of yarn in, pull the thread through, and you can crochet whilst you're walking around at craft events, which will definitely come in handy for me. Over here we have this gorgeous bowl. I love this bowl. Check it out. Oh, simply divine. Oh, look at that. In the bowl, or even in this little glass you see here with these little stones, if you will, you can pop these scents. Now, this one is the eucalyptus, this one's peppermint, and this one is lavender. So simply divine. I cannot wait for the house to smell gorgeous. And over here we have some weights and some exercise bands and a Rebel Sports voucher. Let me see. Do you think there's a theme here? Right here? Maybe. Anyway, this is the gorgeous gift that my family gave me this year for my birthday. So there you go, guys. Now, you may or may not have remembered last year I was very unwell, and this was normal things like flus and colds and coughs and losing voices and all sorts of weird things, right? But instead of taking 1 week to feel better, or even the second week, or even the third week, some of those illnesses took me up to between 5 to 6 to 7 weeks worth of non-stop sickness. The last one caught me by surprise, where I had trouble breathing. Just walking, I struggled to breathe. Now, the doctor said common cold. I don't know where he got his doctor license from. But the gear that you saw right there on the table has a lot to do with this company right here. It's called FITSW. I'm part of a program with them. My personal trainer's lady's name is Jayne. And the lovely Jayne has already organised the whole program for me, and I've already spent the past week working on the program. And fingers crossed there's been some change after 1 week. It's only been a week, guys. Like I said, it's not a change for this week. It's not a change for 3 months, even though at this stage I've only paid for the program for up to 3 months. It is actually a lifestyle change. And to feel a little better when I'm unwell, I know that sounds weird, I need to lose a few pounds, a few kilos, if you will, but I also need to become a little bit more stronger, a little bit more physically fit, which is why I had a little chat with Jayne, who I already knew was a personal trainer. Actually, I was following her all the way through August last year onwards, and I spoke to her on Christmas, just around Christmas time, and she said, I'll send you some information on Boxing Day. And she did that, and I signed up literally that day. So it's all happening, guys. So the changes that you see this year, don't think I'm unwell because I'm losing weight. Know that I am well, better than well, to try and lose weight, or even to try and become a little bit more physically fit. I don't even have to lose a lot of weight. I just need to become a little bit physically fit. But there you go. Anyway, I just thought I'd let you know what that second gift was. My family did have a little theme happening there. But that's okay. It was a great gift from the family. They knew I had made this change. They knew I was serious this time. So they went out and got me some gear to help me along with my little journey. So moving right along, we're going to head over to an area where I like to call incomplete projects. Last year in 2023, we had all these projects we were supposed to do. Like I said, I was very unwell, so we missed a lot, skipped a lot. We even just forgot, or I forgot. You didn't. But luckily enough, I went back and rewatched the video that you see today. I rewatched that one. and last year, 2023 that is. So I rewatched that video and I came back here. I wrote down everything that I saw in the video that I know we didn't do. And these are the items. We have Bellevue Park top, which that's actually going to be tested. So I don't know when we're doing that. Okay, there's the yarn. Now this is their yarn. It's a gorgeous, this one here is a superfine merino yarn. Okay, and it is an 8-ply DK weight or a 3-weight yarn. It is going to be a paid pattern on my website, but also when I get the pattern tested, it will be a tutorial on the channel. And we'll talk about that a little bit further on into the year. That one there and one called the top down top will be done later on in the year. All right. So the very next few projects that you hear that we haven't completed, they will be the very first projects that we complete over the next month and a half to 2 months. All right. Okay, so that was the Bellevue Park yarn. The very next item was, and still is, and I want to show you because I know that you've been waiting a long time for this, our vest. We've gotten halfway through it. I'm lying. We've only done the back, I think. I know we've done the back and we've started the front to a certain part, I think. I'll have to check the tutorials because I don't remember. It's such a long time ago. And I got sick and we never completed that. That's our very first project that you're going to see that we will complete this year. All right. I'm going to mark these off because I can't remember. And the next one is going to be our mystery blanket. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. We'll come back to it, yeah? And the next item we're going to do is our pocket shawl. That pocket shawl should have been done, get this, 3 years ago. So that's getting done roughly around March of this year. I will give you dates in a minute, or rough dates in a minute. So that's one. The next one is the stash busting vest. Now we did that vest, but we wanted to do a stash busting vest with all of the 8-ply DK weight, 3-weight yarn that was left over from our temperature blanket from the year before. So we're still doing that. That's happening. The next one was the pet bed or blanket. And then the next one was top down. That's going to be done later in the year. I was going to give you a few more funny videos and I didn't do as many as I wanted to. So we're going to see a few more of those this year as well. All right, now we're going to get back to those in a minute. We'll just brush them aside for 1 second. I want to talk to you real quickly about what's new that's coming to our channel this year. Get excited, guys. We have 2 new things this year. And I'm looking down. I really have to look down. The first thing that's new this year is just going to be a slight change to when I upload on Monday and Tuesday of this year. Now, usually I upload Mondays. What do I do? Mondays, Thursdays, and sometimes Fridays. We'll talk about that as well. But usually it's Mondays, and on Tuesdays is my pattern writing days. We're going to change that up a little bit this year. We're going to make Monday my pattern writing day, and Tuesday is the very first tutorial that you will see of the week. The reason is because on the weekend I spend a lot of time writing up patterns and things. I play with patterns first thing in the morning from 5 in the morning to midday. I spend a lot of time writing up patterns and stuff, but I write them on a piece of paper and just gives me like notes in my head. And then come the Monday, I do work for the channel, Come Tuesday, I've forgotten what I've done. I look at the book and I think, what an absolute mess. But what I've decided to do is straight after Sunday, first thing in the morning, type up all my patterns, leave them aside, and then Tuesday comes and that's when I'll start uploading tutorials. It just makes it a lot easier. I remember what I've done if I do it on the Monday. If I skip to the Tuesday, I forget everything. And then things get all jumbled up and it's a mess, right? But this way, I'm more organized, yeah? So the way to work is Monday will be pattern writing day. Tuesday's your first tutorial. Wednesdays, we do our live. I've got their question mark. We'll talk about that in a minute. Thursdays, we'll do tutorials. And Friday I have, and I noticed even last year, I've had a mixture of things. I've had video vlogs, surprise vlogs, and then the occasional tutorial. So what happens is when I do my surprises and my video vlogs. Now, surprises, if you're not sure what they are actually giveaways. We don't call them giveaways on the channel because we don't want the nasties to come in and give us grief as they do. We call them surprises so that we can keep our surprises for the crafters of the world, which is the way it should be, yeah? All right, so possible vlogs, surprises, and tutorials. I do my surprises on Fridays, and then I find the week later, I give myself a whole week before I announce the winner, which is the way we've always done it anyways. I used to do the day later, which was really difficult for some of our subscribers. So now I give everyone a week, and it ends up on a Friday again. So I find myself doing another vlog. So sometimes Fridays will be vlogs, and you'll see more of them. And then there's the occasional tutorial that if we're running late during the week and I need to get something complete by the end of the week, I will pop them up on Friday. And then there's the occasion where we're so busy that I've done too many tutorials, I can't keep up. I just pop one up on a Wednesday. It happens. We don't usually upload on a Wednesday, but there has been occasions where I'll do that first thing in the morning. Saturday we do our live as normal. I'm looking down, there's so much writing on this book. We do our live as normal, including live antics. And if you are new, you don't know what that is. Live antics is, ta-da, this guy right here. What we do, whoever's on our Saturday mornings live at 10 a.m. Melbourne, Australia time, marry that up with your country. Whoever's on that particular live, I write down all their names, I pop their names in this hat, shuffle the names around, pull out a name, and then I say, Mary, for argument's sake, you can now choose a colour that's on our table, or 2 or 3 colours or 4, and we will use those colours to do the tutorial for the very next tutorial coming up at Wow Crochet Designs. And that's what I did last year. That is staying again this year. By popular demand, I know a lot of you guys loved that. And I loved it too. So there you go. The only thing this year, the only change we're going to make this year is whenever you guys choose your colours, I'm going to give you the date of when that's going up. And I say date because it won't happen in that week. It'll happen the week later. Gives me the weekend coming up to play with the tutorial and whatever else have you, yeah? So I'm giving you that extra week break before your pattern comes up. And I will give you the rough date. I will say between the 2nd of February and the 6th of February, something like that. I will give you a rough date, but it'll be that week that your pattern will go up. Now you'll hear it. I'll talk about it on the live. I'll say, right, your pattern will go up, da, 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 da. And I will let you know. The reason is because whilst we are in the middle of our large project, sometimes I think, great, this is part 3, let's upload it. And I forget all about the live antics, and then it goes into the next week anyways. So what I want to do is choose the live antics first, wait a week, and then pop the live antics up on that 2nd week. I hope that makes sense. So we're actually a week behind. Does that make any sense? We're not a week behind on our normal projects, our large projects that we're working on, that we've set dates for. We won't be a week behind on that. But on our live antic projects, the smaller ones, and some of them will be big this year. Oh, I've said too much. And the live antics projects will have to wait a week before they are up and running. All right, that's the only change that you will see made to the channel, except one big change, which I know you're going to love. Well, I hope you love. And actually, the people that will love it are the people who can read patterns. And I know there's a lot of you out there that can read. Some of them will be easy patterns. Some of them will be kind of in a medium to intermediate. And then there'll be the intermediates, and then you'll get your expert patterns as well. And we're going to talk about that right now. By this, I mean uploading patterns to my website. These are paid patterns on my website. They are all starting to be, well, they've all been checked. Well, not all of them. Most of them have been checked and tested, and they're ready to go up, which is very exciting. And I'll talk about the first 3 that will be going up very soon. They are going to be paid patterns. Now, these patterns, along with some of our tutorial patterns, these particular paid patterns you've never seen on the channel, and you will never see on the channel. Yeah, some of these patterns you will. I'll let you know which ones you will. But the ones that you won't see, they will be up on the website. I will do a little video vlog on a Friday, and that's when this hat comes out. On that video vlog, I tell you which pattern is going up on the website that week. And I say to the subscribers, you guys out there, all 23,000 of you, if you would like this pattern for free, All you have to say is yes. That's all. And I will talk to you on the video vlog. You'll put your name down. Your name will go into the hat. And the week later, on the Friday, shuffle them around, pull out your name, and you get the free pattern, whichever name comes out of the hat. So that's what I'm going to do once a month this year. Once a month, one subscriber will win a paid pattern for free. You don't have to answer any questions. You don't have to do anything. All you need to do on that video vlog is say, yes, I would like to be in the hat. Put me in the hat. Yes, or please, or whatever it is, word that's a positive. You want to go in the hat, you say, yes, put me in the hat. Yes, 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 whatever you want to say. And I will pop your name in the hat. And actually, I'll pop your name in the hat during the video vlog of the week that I'm announcing. So you'll see your name going in. We'll shuffle it all about. We'll pull out your name and you win that free pattern, that paid pattern, sorry. And that's the only way you will ever get a free pattern. That's one of our paid patterns that you won't see come on the channel for free. I don't know how I said that. Did I say that right? You get one for free, put it that way. And it will happen once a month. Now, we are going to do that over the next year. The next 3 patterns will go up on the website over the next 3 or 4 weeks. So you keep your eyes peeled. I will do a video vlog on them so you won't miss out. Nobody will miss out. Nobody will miss out. I will do video vlogs. And if you don't win that free pattern, you can always go over to the website and purchase that pattern. Way too exciting. Way, way too exciting. I just wanted to let you know that's the new stuff. That's the old stuff. That's the new stuff. For what's happening. Now I'm going to give you a quick rundown so fast of what is going to happen this year. All right, let's start off with January. January, we're starting our annual project. Oh my gosh, our annual project is chosen by yourselves a jacket. Now you can make yours waist length, hip length, lower, as low as you want to go, right down to the ground. You can make yours as long as you want. All you have to do is follow the instructions in the tutorials, and we're going to talk about that when we start the video. And we are starting that video on, actually before we do, I wanted to say 17 people voted for squares, so we're making our jacket in the squares, and 7 people voted for non-squares. So I'm going with the majority for this one, but for those of you who didn't vote for squares and you wanted to make a normal jacket up, keep your eyes peeled. There may be something coming throughout this year that will be very similar. Keep your eyes peeled. That's all I'm saying. And so the actual annual project, we are starting that on the 29th of January. It is Monday, the 29th of January. That particular project is only an introduction. That'll talk about yarn, hooks, scissors, sewing needles, gauge swatches, the size. It may have the very first, which I believe it will, heads up, very first square in that video. All right, we'll talk about that in that video more on Monday the 29th of January. Now, the second thing we're going to make in January, still in January, I should have started with that one first because that's on Thursday the 25th of January. We are starting our mystery blanket. Thursday the 25th of January is when we start our mystery blanket. All right, now I'm going to rush through. And that's going to do the same thing. That's going to be an introduction. You'll get a little gauge swatch. You'll be told how much yarn you'll need, your hooks, your scissors, sewing needles, all that jazz. All that jazz. And also we are continuing our vest, our open V-neck vest. We're still doing that. That will be hopefully finished in February. It has to be finished in February. The latest February. I want it finished by the end of January, but you know, you'll never know. We're just putting it down as finished by February. All right, and in February, you'll still be doing the mystery blanket. In between all these little things that you see, we will have our live antique projects that we're going to do as well. So when I say that's the end in February, you're going to say, that's not much. But what else is in February? You have obviously Valentine's Day. I forgot about that. That's here. I've written it here, including Valentine's Day. I've written in brackets. Our stash busting projects. I forgot to mention in the beginning, this is our stash busting year. I kind of do one every second year where I want to get rid of all the bibs and bobs that we've got lying around. We're going to have our very first video is going to talk about, it's actually going to be in this room here, and we're going to talk about winding yarn. We're going to talk about sorting yarn out in little tubs, and we'll talk about that in our very first stash busting video, and that will give you all the information you'll need for what's going to happen this year. Stash busting projects will be either this big, or this big, so keep your eyes peeled for those. And something very fun is happening in February. I planned to do it last year. We talked about it last year, but I didn't actually say when we were doing it. I'm glad I never said last year now. We are making, I'll have to show you. It's already started right there. That's how you know we're making it. A hexagon cardigan. We haven't made one on the channel. Now this one is a size medium, and this one, well, we won't say what size it is, but it's my size because I want one too. Now I'm making this one for a family member whom is the perfect size. When I say the perfect size, I mean everything fits perfectly. Some of us have too many sizes, too many hips and too many, look, we won't even go there, right? We won't go there. So we are doing our hexagon cardigan. This is so exciting. Probably mid-February or end of February. Amongst all of that, we are also doing our monthly pattern. Yeah, the free pattern once a month. Now that's just a video vlog. It'll happen on a Friday. Haven't decided what Friday yet. We can talk about that on our lives. Maybe you guys on the lives can help me choose whether it's the first Friday of the month, the second Friday, the third Friday. We can go on. We can go forever, yeah? So we can do that together. We can decide. All right, so March, we have the pocket shawl, pet blanket, maybe a couple of funny videos, St. Patrick's Day, Easter. Oh, there's so much happening in March. Very busy month. Plus our monthly pattern, free pattern that you guys get. That's a nothing. That's just a little video vlog that'll talk about the pattern, yeah? All right. Oh, don't say it's a nothing. It's a something, yeah? In April is going to be a full month of stash busting. So you're going to see lots of stash busting projects, big, small, whatever, yeah? Plus your free pattern again. I'm not going to say what's happening in April. It's just stash busting. You'll see the projects come up one by one. They'll just slowly come up. And you guys can help me choose the yarn during live antics as well for that. If you want to, you don't have to. You don't have to be a part of all that. That's just something I do for fun. And I'll talk about that again. No, we'll talk about it quickly now. The reason I do that is because it gives you, the subscriber, an opportunity to be a part of our channel and just to be part of our community, if you will. And I know one of our subscribers, young Marty, mentioned that we are actually a crochet family rather than just a crochet community. So I like to keep you guys involved as much as I can. All right, that's all. I just wanted to mention that. All right, just getting sidetracked. All right, now this is where I'm going to put a stop. When I say stop, not really a stop. Between May and October of this year, I'm not going to give you dates, but I'm going to say between May and October this year, this is what you're going to see. Doilies, maybe the possible earring, key ring holder, coat hanger cover. Tunisian! We're doing Tunisian crochet this year. So exciting. Not a lot. She gets so excited, doesn't she? Oh, Tunisian, yeah. Tunisian. And the other thing we're going to invest in is some fashion statements. Well, excuse me. Fashion statements? Well, I never. She's really silly, guys. When I say fashion statements, this is where I do some fashion items, which we'll talk about in a minute, but also giving you the opportunity to send me via private message or public message, whichever suits you, something fashionable that's trendy at that moment that you would like to see on the channel. And we can do it with a simple stitch so that the brand spanking new crocheter can do as well, or the more intermediate or even more experienced crocheter can do it as well. It's very exciting, yeah? And when I talk about fashion statements, we're talking maybe fingerless gloves. We are doing a scarf and a matching beanie. I'm liking the idea of doing those in granny squares, but we don't have to. We don't have to. Necklace. We are doing a glamorous little lace collar for an outfit. Something that sits nice on an outfit or covers an area where you want covered. We're going to do that this year. We're going to talk about different styles. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I say all of this will happen roughly between May and October, because in October, everybody knows this, Halloween. I love Halloween. So we're going to do some Halloween projects, and we're going to show you some information in July about it, and we'll talk about that closer to the day. I won't give you what we're doing for our main dates, like Halloween, Easter, Valentine's, some Paddy's. I forgot some Paddy's days in there somewhere. Did I say some Paddy's? I don't think I did. Some Paddy's days in there somewhere. But we are going to do things on those days. I'm not going to tell you what we're going to do. I'm just going to do them, and you're going to see them, and that's it. All right? Part of Halloween and what's happening in October has a lot to do with something that would have happened in July this year. Now, what's happening in July of this year, Friday the 19th of July to Sunday the 21st of July, is the Australian Sheep and Wool Show. It happens every year in Bendigo, and I'm booked for the whole weekend. No, not booked to do a stall, just booked to go and enjoy the whole weekend this year. It's done. I've booked. That's all there is to it, right? So I'm going to that around that weekend. So that Friday, you won't see any video for starters. But what you will see is a lot of fun stuff that may happen at the show that yours truly might get up to. She's going to get up to some mischief. She will. So the reason I'm bringing that in is because some of the yarn we are going to purchase, that I'm going to purchase at the Australian Sheep and Wool Show, will have a lot to do with what's happening from October to December. So that means our top, this is where we come back to our top-down top that we were going to do last year, beginning of the year, which we never did. We're going to do that around November, December time, and we're going to use the yarn, whether it's cotton, wool, or acrylic, more likely wool. I might do it in cotton. I haven't decided yet. To make that project, the wool that we purchased from the show to make that project. There will be tons of wool there. There'll be lots of unusual types of threads there. So we'll have a look. Don't worry. I'll have plenty of time this year. Plenty this year. Last year I took one day. It did me nothing. Nothing. I was so annoyed. She's still annoyed. Can't you tell? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use the yarn I purchased from that show to work from October to December, and still take some yarn out of here to work there as well. On top of all this, guys, that's the end of it really. Let's have a look. Yes, on top of all this, I had to read. On top of all this, you'll still get your free monthly pattern if you want your name in the hat. You'll also get our normal surprises, and our normal surprises will be, we'll actually call them zero surprises. So the very next surprise coming up will be our 25,000 subscriber mark. We just hit 23,000 recently, and it didn't take us long to get there from our 20,000 subscribers. So I'm assuming that we will hit 25,000 before the end of the year, maybe even halfway through the year, maybe in a couple of months. Maybe it might take 2 years. I don't know. But when we hit 25,000, we will do our big surprise. Now that's going to be an extra big surprise because it's what I like to call a quarter hit. A quarter hit, can I call it that? It's not 100,000, it's not 50, but it's a quarter of all of that. So we are going to do a nice big surprise for that one. Keep your eyes peeled for that. Now this year, I've replaced the spot surprises with this guy right here. But the best part is you are receiving a pattern, a paid pattern that you'll never see on the channel. So you will get it for free. How exciting is that? Very exciting. On that note, guys, I'm going to leave it there. That's a lot to think about, isn't it? But just remember that on Thursday, the 25th of January, I'm looking back down again, we will be starting our mystery blanket. And Monday, the 29th of January, we will be starting our annual project, the jacket. Very exciting. Before we do, we will be discussing on our lives and having a little bit of a poll, and we'll talk about that on the very next live, which I think is, what day are we today? Friday. Tomorrow. It's tomorrow. The next live is tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Melbourne, Australia time, or Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Melbourne, Australia time, and 4 p.m. Wednesday afternoons, Melbourne, Australia time again. Marry that up with your country, and we will be having a few polls about what day of the month you want to see the jacket land on. It's a day of the month. We're going to do the poll. And what day of the month you want to see your free pattern just for you. All right, so this time next week, we will be doing a video vlog. Fingers crossed I'll have one pattern up on the website already. That's it. That's all I wanted to say about that. I think we're done for today, guys. I really have filled up the day. And I do want to thank you for joining me here. Don't forget about all these fun projects coming this year and more. Now, I say and more because in the middle of the year when we have the Australian Sheep and Wool Show, yours truly goes purchasing. She does it. She can't help it. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Mary. This is Wow Crochet Designs, and I'll see you on the live tomorrow. Ciao for now. Try to be good. Bye.